It's Rebecca from The Healthy Gut, and I'm here to show you how to make carrot cake bliss balls. So I'm just going to wait to make sure we've got people on. If you're tuning in, excuse me while I'm rolling up my sleeves, let me know if you can hear me okay. I've got some ears in, so I'm hoping you can hear me. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me all right. I'll just come around and check the screen because it's a little further away. Make sure that you can hear me. Super close up. So guys, give me a thumbs up. Can you hear my audio okay? I'm obviously keen to make sure that that's coming through loud and clear. Thumbs up. Awesome, guys. Alrighty. Now, I'd love to know where you're tuning in from. So I'm here in Melbourne, Victoria, coming to you live from Richmond and, struggling a little bit with our home isolation, but so happy to be here today, bringing you my all-time most popular recipe, my carrot cake bliss balls. It's been downloaded over 10,000 times on the Healthy Gut website, and I can't wait to show you how to make it in today's class. So let me know, do you have any food intolerances or allergies that you are particularly following? And I'll try and incorporate that in today's class. So pop a comment in and let me know if you currently follow any specific dietary requirements. And we'll talk through any changes that I can make to the recipe today. Hi Kim, hi Danielle, hi Karen. Good to see you guys tuning in. Thanks for coming in to watch live. Hi Helen, good to see you too. All right, well, let's get underway. No one yet has posted in anything saying that they've got a specific dietary requirement, so we'll get started. So guys, this recipe is super easy. Literally, it's just a couple of ingredients and you can make it with virtually anything that's currently in your pantry. You'll need to get a fresh orange and some carrot. But other than that, hopefully you've got the ingredients. It literally takes a couple of minutes to put together. It's low carb, low sugar, tastes delicious, and it's a great treat for when you're following a low carb, hypoxia friendly diet. Now I'm all about doing things quickly in one pot or one bowl wonder, so I'm going to grate my carrots in my food processor here. So bear with me while we get some loud noise going. Now it doesn't want to close. Live TV. Why have you stopped working? All right, let's try and get this closed. There we go. Why is it always the way when you're trying to do something? Right, come on little machine. There, we got it. All right, so I'm just going to grate my carrots. So you could grate them by hand. I've got a grater here, but let a machine do the work for you if you can, I say. Now, apologies for the noise. This will be a bit noisy. Okay, sorry guys, that's quite loud when I've got my Magimix going. So we're looking to get about a cup of grated carrot. Now my machine doesn't always get all the bits, so you can totally just grate this by hand, which I'll do, just to add to the rest of the bowl. And then I'm literally going to change my blades so that I've got a cutting blade rather than a grating blade. I'm going to throw the rest of the items in, whip it all up, turn it into little bliss balls, and then there you've got an amazing snack. I've got carrot going everywhere. So tell me guys, who's already signed up to HYPOXI at Home? It's a great program, a really fun and interactive way of keeping yourself motivated, moving your body and eating really good food over this period of enforced isolation. So click like or love if you've already signed up to the program. If you haven't yet signed up to it, but you're really keen to find out more about it, put a comment in below and I'll answer the questions at the end of the class. Okay, so we've now got our grated carrot. If I can get my bowl off. Okay, so as you can see, I've got a big bowl of grated carrot. I'm actually going to put my cutting blade in here now. There we go. And to this, I'm going to start adding some of my other ingredients that need to be chopped up. So I've got 1 cup of pecans. Now, you could use any nut that you can tolerate. It doesn't have to be pecans. I personally love pecans, so by all means, use whatever nut you want, but just use a cup of that. I love the flavour of pecans. I think they're just sensational. And then I've got a cup here of finely desiccated or shredded coconut. Now, guys, something that you might not be aware of, but regular shredded coconut is often sweetened with sugar. And we don't want that when we're following our low carb, healthy HYPOXI diet. So just check the back of the ingredients. I personally find an organic shredded coconut is generally just coconut. You also want to keep an eye out for any preservatives or sulfurs that they might add to keep it shelf stable. If you've got any tummy troubles like IBS or SIBO, which is what my community always is struggling with, go for the organic because again, they don't generally add that to their coconut. It's just it's just a small thing, but it can really help to alleviate your tummy troubles. So into the bowl, the cup of coconut goes. Now, to give us our wonderful kind of carrot cake flavour, I'm going to zest 1 whole orange. Oh, and I've still got a little bit of carrot in there, so I'll just throw that in. You don't need to be too precise with this, guys. So if you've got a small orange, but you really like the taste of orange, by all means, do 2 oranges. If you're not a big fan of orange, then you can reduce the amount. I would say put a little bit in still, don't leave it out completely because it really does add such a lovely flavour to our carrot cake bliss balls. Now the reason why we're using the zest and not the juice is I don't want my bliss balls to get too runny. And if we put too much liquid in, then it will be sloppy and it won't be able to roll into a ball once we've blended it all together. All right, so there we go. Now save your orange for something else so that you can use the flesh in a salad, or you could just eat it as it is. Okay, so I've got the lovely zest aromas. I'll just scrape that into my bowl here. It almost smells like Christmas. I love these flavours so much. Just put the rest of the zest in. Okay, so that's all our dry ingredients, and we're going to give it a quick blitz just to chop up some of those nuts so we can start making them a bit smaller. Bear with me with the noise. Now while I'm blitzing this, I'm going to come over and check the screen and see if you've got any questions. So sorry for the noise in advance. Alrighty, so sorry for that noise, guys, and just having a look at my screen to make sure there's nothing urgent that I need to respond to. Okay. Interestingly, it's not going to show me all those questions, so I'll try and do it on my screen. No, I'll answer the questions a little bit later. All right, so we've got our mixture blitzed up. Now I like to kind of just scrape down the bowl just so that you can get all of the bits combined. My food processor here is great, but sometimes it leaves things stuck on the sides or to the bottom. So just give that a really good stir. And we'll give it one final blitz before we add some of the wet ingredients. Okay, now we want the ingredients that are going to bind our bliss balls together. So I've got a couple of things here. I've got my almond butter. Now, if you don't tolerate almonds, you can use any nut butter that you do tolerate, or even a seed butter if you don't tolerate nuts. Although you've got pecans in there, so you probably wouldn't be making this. I use almond butter. You could use peanut butter. It will give a bit of a different flavour. Or a macadamia nut butter is also really delicious, as is sunflower seed butter. So we're going to put some of that in. Now I've got a trick for you around how to get the most out of your spoonfuls without wasting anything. So we're going to do 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, almond butter, and then our rice malt syrup. I'm going to start by scooping out my coconut butter, and the oil, coconut oil I should say, not butter. The oil itself will then coat the spoon, and when it comes time to putting other things in, it'll just slide out. So it's a really handy tip. This particularly works really well if you're ever using honey. It's a tip I learnt a while ago and I love it. Okay, so there goes our coconut oil. Now, because it's quite cool here today, my oil is quite solid, but if your oil is still quite runny, that's absolutely fine. Okay, so now we'll put a little bit of sweetness. Now, I'm using rice malt syrup because it's a low sugar alternative, but you can use any sweetener that you like. What I will say though is, guys, pick something that is liquid like this because it helps bind our bliss balls together. So I'll pour that in, and then that just comes out so easily in comparison to... Sorry guys, someone just decided to call my phone, so they just stopped the screen. I hope you can still see me now. Okay, and then we've got our almond butter. I'll just give that a stir. Quite often the oils come to the surface of your almond butter. That's fine, just stir it together. And we're going to do 2 tablespoons of that. Okay. So as you can see, super easy. A little bit messy. This is a great one for the kids to get involved with, and particularly when it comes time to rolling the balls together. They love getting their hands dirty. They can lick their fingers. It's really fun. Okay. And then the final ingredient that we're going to put in here, just to add to that lovely carrot cake flavour, is some cinnamon. So I've just got my pack of cinnamon here. You can use 1/4 to 1/2 of a teaspoon of that, or more if you absolutely love cinnamon. All right, so in that goes. And we're just going to blitz this together once more. So what we're looking for as we're blitzing is for this to start to come together and bind, because we now want to roll this out into balls. So I like to just kind of do a bit of a blitz, scrape it down, do some more blitzing until it's really well combined. If it's particularly cold where you are, or if you're doing this in the middle of winter, it might be worthwhile melting your coconut oil just because it helps mix it through the mixture a bit better. And so sometimes this will take a couple of goes just to get it all together. Now, like I was saying before, we don't want this to get too wet because then it is a sloppy mess and it won't actually come together. But what do you do if it is really wet and sloppy? It's easy. You just add a little bit more coconut or a few more nuts and just keep blitzing it together until it comes together and you can start rolling it into a ball. If it's too dry, on the other hand, add a little bit more moisture in. So you might want to add a little bit more coconut oil. Okay, that's looking good. So I've got my tray prepared. So take a good size baking tray, line it with grease-proof paper. And now this is the fun bit. This is where we get to get our hands dirty, the part the kids love doing. So you just want to get a little bit of mixture, and you get to choose how much or how big you make your carrot cake bliss balls. So we just want to roll them up like that. And as you can see, it doesn't take much to roll the ball together. Now, my mixture's still quite soft and it's warming up in my hands, but we put this in the fridge, and because we've got all of that lovely coconut oil in there, then that's what firms up our coconut bliss balls. Now, something fun you can do with these at this stage, if you want, is you can roll them in a little bit of extra desiccated coconut. That makes them look quite pretty. I like to do half the batch just like this, and then half the batch rolled in my coconut. Okay, so there you have it, guys. That's my coconut bliss balls. Super easy, just a couple of ingredients, low carb, really delicious, great with a cup of tea as a mid-morning or afternoon snack. They're gluten-free, they're dairy-free, and they're just absolutely tasty. Now what I would do is put them in the fridge for a good half an hour, if you can wait that long, or longer, and these keep really well in the fridge. So just keep them in the fridge in an airtight container and they will be good to go for several days. You can freeze them and then defrost them if you'd like to make a batch and not eat them all at once. So that's also a really great alternative. So there you have it, guys, my carrot cake bliss balls. This is one of the many classes that I'll be running with HYPOXI at home. If you haven't already signed up, it's such a great program, guys. It's only $49. That's a flat fee of $49. And you get a weekly cooking class with me where I'll be sharing my low carb, HYPOXI friendly recipes with you. You'll also get some amazing exercise classes with Luke Marino. We did booty bar this morning. Oh, I loved it. My booty is still feeling it though. And we'll also have some of our special guests, some of our HYPOXI owners coming in and talking about things like Pilates and mindfulness, and really supporting each other as we get through the coronavirus and these enforced home isolation periods. So I'm going to wash my hands and then come over and have a look at the screen. If you've got any questions, please pop them in the comments and I'd love to be able to answer your food questions. So Karen says, thank you. She'll be making these for sure. Maria says, very healthy. Helen says, so easy to make. Yep, they are absolutely delicious. And we've got a question. What's coming up for next week's cooking class? Great question. Easter recipes, guys. I'll be showing you how to make a sugar-free chocolate. It's easier than you think to make your own chocolate at home. I've been doing it now for quite a few years, and I actually prefer my own chocolate to what you get in the store, which is pretty amazing because I am a chocoholic. All right, so thanks everybody for tuning in. Don't forget to sign up at HYPOXI at home to get weekly cooking classes with me, weekly exercise videos with Luke. I keep calling him Jason. With Luke Marino, and some extra content that's special bonus stuff. All of that will be in our private HYPOXI at Home Facebook group. But today's class was just a little teaser so you could see what we've got coming up for you. Have a great day, everybody. See you soon.